Israel hit a Hamas office in Doha, Qatar.
Oh my God.
Hamas leadership was meeting there to discuss the latest proposal by the United States to end the war. This attack really shows how Israel is putting diplomacy and the time for talking in the back seat. This is a time for action.
Israel acted wholly independently, and we take full responsibility for this action. And this action can open the door to an end of the war.
Israel sent about 10 jet fighters to strike the Hamas meeting where the senior officials were discussing this proposal. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that the office that Israel struck was the same office where Hamas leadership celebrated the October 7th attack on Israel 2 years ago. Hamas said that the strike killed several lower-level members, but that its senior leadership is still alive. They haven't offered any evidence or proof yet of that claim, and Israeli officials are not saying yet whether the strike was successful. We don't know who was killed. We do know who was targeted. It was some senior Hamas officials, people who were very much involved in the diaspora leadership of Hamas. So not the people obviously on the ground in Gaza who were running the military operation, but the people who were engaging in the discussions with Qatar, Egypt, Israel, and the United States about a ceasefire, people who were involved in the financial leadership of Hamas, and so what people generally call the political leadership. Israel has traditionally been careful, especially about publicly taking credit for attacks on other countries' soil. For example, when Israel hit Ismail Haniyeh, the head of Hamas in Iran, they actually did not take credit for it. What was interesting about this attack is that Israel immediately took credit for the attack. They obviously also attacked a U.S. ally, Qatar, on Qatari soil. And so it really does cross a certain line.
I'm not thrilled about the whole situation. It's not a good situation. But I will say this, we want the hostages back, but we are not thrilled about the way that went down today.
Obviously, Qatar is a very important U.S. ally. There is a large U.S. military base in Qatar. And so I think that President Trump has to say something like that. But then at the same time, he also said that it was good to get rid of Hamas. And President Trump himself has been making threats in recent days that Hamas had very limited opportunities to come to the table and make a deal. I don't think that there will be major diplomatic fallout between Israel and the U.S. over this, but I definitely think that the U.S. certainly has to say that they are opposed to this because it really does cross a red line for a lot of countries for Israel to decide to take this kind of action.
Oh my God.
Qatar has spared no effort in order to stop this war and will do whatever it can to stop this war, to stop this hostility on Gaza. Now, when it comes to the current talks, I don't think there is something valid right now while after we're seeing such an attack happening like this.
I really think that a part of this is Israel sending a message, or really Netanyahu sending a message that Hamas has to surrender, give up all the hostages, or Israel is going to continue to defeat them and they're going to go after them no matter where they are.